You ready?
Count it down. Let's do it, bitch.
3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we have returned. The Rufus Rundown is back with the one and only Zak Souza, which I told you would be back. We'd be doing a lot more of it, and here we are once again. Souza, what the hell is going on?
Whole lot of crap. I mean, you know what's going. If you know, you know.
Again, dude, I feel like that should just be every title to a podcast.
I mean, honestly, that should just be the new name of the podcast. Forget Rufus Rundown. It's got to be if you know, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's. I wouldn't. Yeah, no, that's 100% true. It's hard. It's hard to elaborate on something and then be like, well, if you know, you know. Then they go, let me elaborate on it. Like, no, that takes away from the whole point of if you know, you know. It definitely dampens the the effect of why you're saying that, you know. But the show is back. We're gonna be. I want to start pumping out more blogs and stuff and more concise stuff for like click-worthy stuff. That's like very. Right. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big paragraph. That's why I have this. I have this as an outlet of a source in Souza as well. Souza, what do you? I gotta ask you a question now. So, are you thinking about starting your own YouTube?
It's been up there. Thinking about starting the own YouTube, the own podcast stuff. It's been up there, but I don't know. I kind of like the whole partner thing, you know, having the co-host.
You know, I obviously this is cool as an outlet, but I don't know if there's anything like individually you'd ever thought of too. I never really asked you that. I mean, I know once games,
stuff. Yeah.
Once, I mean, it's obviously something I can help you with too. And obviously, like my equipment's at your disposal always.
Yeah.
Just know that, and any knowledge that I have, I can help you with too. But like obviously too, it'd be different too. I'd love to be doing right now. It's high school sports should be going on right now, and I should be calling games for Bedford local cable.
Oh, hey, 100% same thing. We're in the same boat.
In the same boat, because we talked about that last time about how you do like the local cable and stuff. Which shout out to I think the guy that you called games with, right? He did comment on the YouTube. Did you see that?
Yeah, Evan Masters commented on it.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to him. He tuned in. He tuned in and watched us, and that was even a month behind. I got 50 plus views on the video we recorded in August. It was like September 13th, 12th when I posted it.
It was well over a month.
Yeah, it was well over a month, and that's what we're doing. And I haven't posted a video since like that last one, and that's when we recorded that. And I still have another one I have to post with DeMello and Ashworth too, but I have to edit that on my laptop, and it is.
That's been even longer. That was a couple weeks before we filmed. That's like end of July.
That was literally before that. That was during the NBA prediction period. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till the NBA finishes up, and then I'm going to repost it. I'm not going to repost. I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to compare what our predictions were to what actually happened. Kind of make it like a neat thing. Try and do something different with it, you know.
Yeah, try and like combine it with a podcast you're doing now. You know what I mean? Like play that one.
Yeah, and I might do some overlay stuff to kind of make it like a little different in terms of entertainment, more cut up and stuff. It's going to be like a video more as opposed to a podcast. It'll be like a bonus episode, really.
Right. Yeah, that'd be something cool to look into, something cool to do. That's a great
idea. Yeah, and I'm going to have a separate video of me, my conversation with Jake, and everything that he did in terms of donating the vital organ and all that stuff. We had that conversation. That was a deep conversation, but I think that deserves a video in its own as opposed to NBA prediction stuff. But I did he's comfortable talking about it. There was something I did want to talk about because it was damn impressive when the NCAA did the article on him as well, too, with the, big assist off the court and stuff. And I still want to make sure that gets out there. But I want to make sure that it's all in the good state and it's within the consistency of this because this is only it deserves to do well is what I want. I don't want to just post it out there. It's like, oh, yeah, check this out. Like, I want to be in a groove here and then post that out because that deserves to be when this is doing well, that deserves to be at the peak of it. That deserves to be seen. He deserves to be heard on what his, what he went through and what that was like. So I want to make sure that we're in a groove here before I put that segment out, because that deserves to be, promoted and listened to like to the fullest extent. If there's anything that I've ever put out on this channel, that is definitely up there in the things, if not the top thing that I know deserves to be listened to and watched.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, that's something that deserves attention. Like it got
yes.
I mean, that deserves as much attention as it can get.
And it got its attention with the NCAA, and I probably missed the boat when I should have posted then. But I want to make sure now that I wasn't in my groove then either. I wasn't really in a good groove. Like there's periods of time where I really get in a good groove, and then just things come up. But like I said, you and me have talked about it. Like just recently now, like we are very committed to going forward to bringing, first of all, a different culture here. The culture is going to change a little bit. Nothing crazy off the deep end. But I do want to explore some different avenues, more than just sports. Not politics, but just life in general. There's some different flows. Yeah, just some different ebbs and flows of like how the culture is here. And I want it to be more raw. I don't want to be like seem like I'm some crazy dude, but I mean like hot takes everywhere, but also I do want to be more raw and show more of my emotion because naturally that's who I am as a person. I don't want to limit myself with that. And I'm sure you're the same way too.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to show who you really are. I'm more than somebody. I'm more than sports.
Yeah, that's
I have
that
so much more interest than just baseball, basketball, football.
absolutely. I couldn't agree. There's a lot of book reviews and stuff that I've been listening to audiobooks and books, and there's book reviews that I want to do, and that's some different knowledge that I want to spread to people to look at things in a different way. I'm not begging you to change your mind. I'm not forcing you to change the way you're looking at things, and I'm not looking at you differently. I'm just saying, here's how I process information, and here's how it changed my view on things. Maybe you can do the same for you, and that's all we really want to do here.
Yeah, I mean, said it best. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking. Like you talking about book reviews and stuff. Like I want to have like my own podcast, my own interest. Like I'm a huge like wrestling fan, like pro wrestling, WWE guy. Like I want to. When you asked before, like any of my own stuff, I want to build off and start stuff with that. I love that type of entertainment.
My mom's basement with Robbie Fox.
Oh,
right. That's the name of the episode. That's the name of his podcast, right? My mom's basement.
Yeah.
I think it is a show. I mean, he's brought Dana White on like plenty of times. Like that's damn impressive what Robbie Fox has done with that. I mean, it's just Barstool as a whole how impressive they are.
Yeah, but crazy the type of platform they built.
Yeah, that's crazy good. I mean, like we've talked about people that we want to bring on as well too. I obviously bringing you on more consistently is a huge thing. Obviously, you'll still do your own things. I'll still do my own thing, but for the most part, this is a connection you got to get used to. It's a partnership you got to get used to.
This is what it is. This is a 1-2 punch. It's Rufus and Sue. This is what you're getting.
It's how we do business here, baby. It's how we get off the ground. It's how we get going. Because then you got the Cohog Company collabs that are going to be coming. I figure may as well get that going too.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now.
I mean, like it was such. I remember listening back to this other episode that we did, and I remember saying, "Oh, I can't wait to be back on campus. Wait till you see how consistent we are on campus." And I'm looking back, and I'm like, "Damn, that's kind of depressing." But we're still gonna get our shit in line. Yeah, I still think we're gonna have a lot of fun for the next couple months, and we're gonna make a lot of progress with this, along with Jared too. I really do want to push. I really do. The more exposure that either of us get, the better it is for everybody.
And oh yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
No,
anything that gets the name out there can be good.
I mean, as long as we don't get me canceled before I can even be canceled, I'm cool with anything. That's what I do all the time. Like, I don't want to go like, oh, you go out there with hot takes. I go, I mean, like, dude, like, cancel culture is such a bitch that, like, I'm gonna get canceled before I'm even cancelable. I don't even have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, before you even have a following, you're gonna get canceled.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll never generate a follow. Like, I mean, honestly, at that point, like, cancel culture is so toxic that I don't even have a following. That if someone tried to cancel me right now, it would probably do my numbers better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your name would get out there.
So, but it's the cancel culture is so. That's how toxic it is. It doesn't even serve its purpose anymore. That's how toxic cancel culture is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into it. I get so hot with that stuff and how, like, oh my god.
No, it was like my tweet with like the COVID, which actually did pretty well in terms of like what people, when I checked it out, like I want no part of a COVID vaccine. Not because I don't like, I'm not like an anti-vaxxer, but like, dude, like most vaccines they don't even exist sometimes, some of these diseases. Oh, and the ones that do take years of processes that they have to go through. People's like, oh yeah, we'll look at the vaccine and we'll be good. Like, first of all, you know how hard it is to produce that vaccine, just to get the vaccine that works in general. Then to mass produce, it's a whole nother step. And then side effects, bro. I mean, it takes years to figure out that shit.
Yeah, exactly. You never know what's going to come from it.
I don't want to be 30 one day, but like, let's have a kid, and then I can't have it. I'm like impotent or something because of some birth side effect with this thing. I am petrified of like the side effects of this thing. I don't think that makes me ignorant. I don't think that makes me like not caring. I just don't think that.
No, you don't know enough yet. No one knows enough. Exactly.
I am petrified by stuff like that, and that's like the things that cancel culture will come at me for. Like, oh, you want a vaccine or anti-vaxxer? Get off the internet. Like that's.
Whoa, relax. I didn't say that.
No, that's the thing. Like, oh, you're against vaccinations. You hate everybody. You want to kill everybody. You want to carry COVID. Like that's what it turns into. And I'm like, woo, can we pump the brakes real quick? I just don't know if I wouldn't trust any vaccine for anything at this point.
Yeah.
It's hard to trust a lot of stuff in the medical fields because medical fields are totally for profit.
Mm-hmm.
in general. But that's where like I jump off a bridge with cancel culture because Jesus Christ, it's like such a it's a loose cannon, man. That shit just never cools down. Twitter is a toxic place, especially for that too.
Twitter is the worst place for it.
Did you see R.I.P. J.K. Rowling was trending yesterday? And they're like, no, she's not dead, just her career.
Yeah, like what the? I the same thing with like Ellen a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago rather. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it's stuff like that where I'm like, what is going on? Like, social media is supposed to be like a breeding ground for thought and voice and like spreading good word.
It's
and
the
then
exact
like
opposite of what
and all these social media platforms do is get you addicted to it, thinking it's a good thing, and then it just fries your mind. And it was where a root cause of my anxiety can come from and stress can come from. Is a lot of it is social media, and something I'll get into in later podcasts. The numbers really do support that social media, the rise in social media and the rise in like depression and stuff amongst our ages. That's the root cause of that. You don't have to look any further than Twitter and what goes on there in terms of the trending section to see how toxic that place is.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways. Well, you get into it. I mean, man, I was gonna try and get into sports, but I'm gonna let you. You want to shoot right into it?
Jason's walking by, so just make sure you cut that, whatever.
No, we leave that in. I'll just blur it out.
Oh.
Well, I can put like a sticker or something that can be. Oh wait, send me that snap sticker of him. We'll just slap that in the corner. I'll email it to myself. We'll get that in there.
Yeah. All right. Wait. Holy shit.
Dude, that could be such a meme. That could be such a meme in here. I don't know what kind of meme we can make it, but we could slap that sticker in here with a sound effect whenever. You know what I want to do with that? I want to make like a Twitch emote of that when we start live streaming again. If someone like follows us or something, like boom, that sticker pops up.
That'd be awesome. I'd be all for it.
All right.
All for it.
So we just watched the Celtics and Heat game, and
that came down to a nail biter. I was getting heated.
Game ones don't normally catch my eye unless like the finals, but even the finals too. Like game one's all it is adjustments. Like do we really care? Like it's only the first game. Like the first game don't really mean anything in any of these series. Like it's all about adjustments. Besides baseball, really, I guess, and obviously like playoff games like in the NFL and stuff, like it's one game. But like for like baseball, like adjustments aren't really gonna exist because like you know who the number one is, you know who the number two is, you know who the number three is. Like just someone trying to get hot, really. I mean, putting the adjustments they know into place, I guess, but like there's no adjustments to make. Like basketball is different because teams can adjust their game plan on the fly and can go at you with a totally different game plan, a different aspect. Like Jay Crowder was lighting it up today. Normally Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero are your shooters, but meanwhile, Jay Crowder was lighting it up from the floor today. I'll have to look up like what Jay Crowder did tonight. Let me pull it up real quick.
Jay Crowder was one I to the day. Jay Crowder is one of my favorite players in the NBA.
I
loved him. Since his like early days with the Mavs and stuff, coming out of Marquette, I was a huge Jay Crowder guy. I love him.
I really liked so Jay Crowder had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 22 points. I think it was like 4-7 from 3. Just knocking it. He's a very good defender. Very good defender.
Yeah, he's honed his defensive game. That's what he's Yeah,
and he can knock down open shots, and he played well.
He started to put a consistent 3 in his time with Boston, really.
Like he played 39 minutes tonight, and like Duncan Robinson only played 17 minutes tonight. So that changed their game plan. Like who's going to knock down shots? Well, Jay Crowder's knocking down shots and playing elite defense. Duncan Robinson's not a good perimeter defender. That was my big worry going into this series for the Heat. Not that I'm worried about the Heat, but like I'm a Celtics fan. I'm an unbiased sports fan first. Let's just again. Yeah. People get all of me.
You're in this line. You got to be unbiased.
Yeah, I try to be as best I can to be like, oh, you're such a miserable Boston fan. I'm like, first of all, Boston sports fans annoy the hell out of me, and that's just the more you come at me like that, it's very hard in my line of work to do something with a bias because I am not the Boston Celtics Forever podcast. I am the Rufus Rundown, and I have to look at things openly. And what ended up happening a lot of times, I'll end up rooting for what my prediction was because I want to be right, as opposed to sometimes I have to root. It's hard for me to root for the Celtics when I predicted them to lose. Like, I don't want to be wrong, but also I don't want my team to lose. But it's like,
yeah, you get put into like a weird spot.
It's a very, very tricky line to walk. So in that case, like with the Raptors and everything, yeah, but it is what it is. And I was very close to what I was saying. In that I was right about the Bruins. But anyways, the Heat game. Like I said, Duncan Robinson didn't play that much, but if Jay Crowder's knocking down threes because Duncan Robinson's not a very good perimeter defender.
Right. Yeah, it gets Jay Crowder more
either as Tyler Hero, but then you have Jimmy, Bam, and Jay. And if Jay Crowder's knocking down threes like that, the Celtics have an issue with two elite perimeter defenders, and inside out with Jay Crowder and Jimmy. And then Bam, obviously you saw at the end of the game, Bam, that's one of the craziest endings to a game I've ever seen.
Yeah, game-saving block. I mean, on the dunk.
On a dunk. I thought Tatum was going to throw that down. I thought Tatum.
He got there so late. Because you see the replay, his hands bent all the way back.
I honestly was shocked that I was like, oh, he's going to foul him.
Yeah.
I thought if you get there that late, normally they'll just go for the hack there and make Tatum hit his free throws. But no, Bam just absolutely just stuffed him. That was insane.
It was crazy. Yeah, I mean, he gets there half a second later. It's an easy dunk.
He got straight up and got his hand, and that was incredible. That's one of the most interesting endings to a game I've seen. And I think that just speaks for how entertaining this series is actually going to be.
This is going to be I think this is going to go 7. I have Celtics in 7, but this is going to be a good series.
I got Heat.
I think every game there's going to be something in every game that just catches everybody's eye.
I got Miami in 6 if they play like they did tonight. Because here's the thing is like I said, I was worried about their perimeter defense. If you have to have Dragic is not a very good perimeter defender. So if you have Dragic, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam out there, that's not a very good defensive lineup against a team in the Celtics that is Kemba, Marcus Smart, who can hit down can knock down threes very consistently.
When Marcus Smart is hot behind the 3-point line, the Celtics are going to win the game.
He's having an incredible playoff. He's had an incredible 2 years, really, but he's having a really good playoffs, specifically this year, in terms of shooting the ball, too, on top of his defense.
The way he plays defense, though, and just, loose balls and everything, if he's knocking down threes, the Celtics are going to win the game.
The threes were always a plus with him, and now it's just a given and his defense on top of that.
You can't allow – it was almost like you could let him take it. Challenge him. Now you have to step up when Marcus Smart's behind the 3-point line.
Absolutely.
Because that's a legitimate threat. Marcus Smart is a legitimate 3-point threat.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And he's knocking it down with a good percentage. He doesn't have to take as many threes as he did before, so his percentages are way better in terms of efficiency.
Oh, yeah, there's so many other guys. Jaylen Brown, Kemba, Tatum.
Jaylen. So that's where it's the Celtics are endless in terms of the options they have, which is why you need to have as many good defensive players in the court at the time.
Yeah, it is incredible how many options they have.
So, I don't expect Jay Crowder to be putting up 22 points, knocking down every shot, and playing defense like he did. But, if he keeps it up, that's a bad thing for the Celtics. Not to mention, Tyler Hero was an assist away from a triple-double tonight. Yeah,
that was such a quiet game, so I didn't even know that.
He only had 12 points, but he had 11 boards, 9 assists, and 12 points. So, and he's young. He's a rookie.
He's 20.
He's a young kid.
20 years old. That is just incredible.
But that's the big thing in this series is that if the Miami Heat, which still the defense didn't play that well tonight, the Celtics still, but they were able to compete scoring wise and limit them enough. Jaylen Brown 17, Tatum at 30, 14 boards, 5. It's a great game. Marcus Smart at 26 points tonight. Tice, literally, I watched the in between before I got to the end of the game, when I was watching on Jared's phone at GNC, literally, I saw the 2 points from Daniel Tice, and I didn't know that he only had just 4 tonight. I literally just witnessed that on the phone and there. Brad Wanamaker's actually been decent. The last thing I expected to say was that Brad Wanamaker's been an impact player, but he has.
Yeah, I've never been on the Brad Wanamaker hate.
No.
I've always liked him. He has had better days, and he's had some crappy days, but I've always, never saw what everybody hates about him. I've always liked him.
Grant Williams knocked down a 3 today, too. I saw that. I was like, what in the world is going on?
Surprised they even let him take it. It's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Again, adjustments will be made. Apparently, part of the game plan was Grant Williams taking threes. If that is the case, I have Miami in 4. If that is the case, I have Miami in 4. If Brad Stevens has anything about Grant Williams taking more than the amount of threes he took tonight, I have Miami in 4.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable with those odds. Grant Williams.
But no, like we mentioned, Smart had a really good game tonight, and I think he's going to continue. I think this is really his coming out years, where this is what we drafted him to do back then, and this is what I think a lot of Celtics fans expected a lot earlier, but they still respected him. I think Now he went from, I mean, Marcus Smart really for me was a cult hero in Boston, and he has now completely moved from cult hero to like a legitimate impact player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was one of the big Marcus Smart haters. I never used to like him up until like last year. I started to grow on me. This year, I'm starting to love him. He was big. Used to tick me off. I felt like he was always forcing up shots.
No, he was. He used to piss me off. I used to I liked him because I wanted him to be good so bad because I loved like his character and I loved that he played defense.
He's a Boston Celtic at heart.
Yes, he embodies the blue collar attitude that comes from within the city and within this area, and it's very hard to not like him. But then when he was shooting like 3 of 12 from 3 and taking contested shots, I was like, no, it's pretty easy to not like this guy. Get him off the court.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was huge. I am so happy this never happened. But I was huge in the Marcus Smart for Tyreke Evans trade.
Oh boy.
About 2 years back, because because at the time, it was like Marcus Smart is not a two-way player. As much as we want him to be, he's not a two-way player. And Tyreke Evans was a decent two-way player for the price we were going to give up for him. I thought it was a no-brainer trade, and I praised Danny Ainge for never making that trade.
I feel bad for Tyreke Evans, what happened to him in Sacramento, because he literally could have been like a budget version of Giannis before Giannis ever came into the league. Like Tyreke Evans, like they were like, oh, let's put him at small forward. Like, no, he's a 6'8" point guard and he's a stud.
And he is a legitimate point guard. Does not matter what his size is.
And no one ever. He was basically Penny Hardaway, and like just no one they didn't give him that shot. Like I felt so bad for what happened to Tyreke Evans. He was so efficient, but by the time like his prime came around, like in the league moved to positionless basketball, it was just too late for him. It sucked. As a side note, it's a total side note there. I feel bad for Tyreke Evans.
No, I mean I hear you. It's just.
I mean, Kemba hit a big shot tonight, which is what you bring him here to do.
That's what his contract's for.
I don't really think that's be like, oh, you're losing Kyrie. Like Kemba's still one of the most clutch players I've ever seen. Cardiac Kemba, he hit the step back again tonight. That was a big shot to go ahead. I mean, obviously it didn't hold, but I mean, and that's what you talk about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was a goddamn baller.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how he got that and one off. Never mind scoring it, how he even got it over Tatum's arms.
Yeah, I just
can't fathom it, how he even got the shot over Tatum, let alone got it like off. Never mind scoring it, how he even got it over Tatum.
So you look at the two big clutch players in this one. Kemba hit a great step back shot. Jimmy Butler hit that big and one. And then it was Tatum versus Bam as your like 1-2 punches. You'd have to say that Jimmy and Bam versus Tatum and Kemba, right? I mean, I think that's pretty easy to notice.
That's not.
And you pretty much break even on Jimmy and Kemba, and then Bam wins this one tonight. Bam won this one against Tatum. That was still one of the most insane plays I've seen probably in an NBA game. Incredible defensive play, but he's all NBA first defense, so that's kind of why. I mean, you expect that. I don't think you can expect to play like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think expect
to play expect that. I mean,
that, but you expect plays like it. You expect him to have that similar impact. Just the timing and everything of it. I was like, wow, what a play! Like jaw dropping.
I'm not upset with it. At first, I was like, oh, why? Like a dunk for the win or whatever. But now it's like, listen, if that play happens 5 more times, Tatum dunks it the next 4.
He either dunks it or he gets fouled and goes to the line and knocks down both.
That's not going to happen again. Like that's so like everything had to be perfect for that to happen.
But yeah, that's the only thing that I was really worried about for the Celtics coming to the series. Like I honestly didn't really worry much. I was like, I don't think the Heat are going to be able to have enough perimeter defense. But then if Jay Crowder's putting up points like that, then it adds another defender on the court, and it kind of puts you on, no one really has to worry about Daniel Tice. And Kemba's been hit or miss. Jaylen Brown has really made me eat my words. I was never a big Jaylen Brown guy. He's played well. But there's so much explosive scoring power from this Heat team too. I mean, Jimmy's an elite defender. Bam's an elite defender. Jay Crowder's, I don't know about elite, but he's a very good defender. But Goran Dragic, Tyler Hero can light, and Duncan Robinson can light it up off the bench as well. And Goran Dragic at 29 tonight. And then you have Jimmy who can score too, and he's very, very clutch. Very, very clutch player. So, I mean, it's going to be, like I said, very entertaining series. And a lot of people that were entertained by the Toronto series, I said, I think this is going to be better. Like, what? How can you say that? That's one of the best series I've seen in a while. Well, I think that I go Boston fans, if they hated Kyle Lowry, if they hated Siakam, if they hated Nick Nurse, just wait to meet
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I think people hated him when he was in Chicago because he hit a game winner free throws against us back then.
Yeah.
Wait till now. Oh my God.
Jimmy Butler is everything you got with the Toronto series and then some. I mean, it's just going to be.
Jimmy Butler is what Boston Celtics fans, like the crazy ones, think that Marcus Smart is.
Yeah.
That's
That's not a hot take either. That's like
that's honest. That's my honest opinion. Is that the delusional green teamers that are like Marcus Smart? Oh my God! Like that is Jimmy Butler is what you think he is, and you know that you love Marcus Smart so much they're gonna hate Jimmy Butler that much more. So I am totally prepared for the entertainment factor of this. And then as we record right now, worth mentioning that it is the Nuggets and the Clippers on right now. I don't know what the score of that game is, but I could pull it up.
I don't have it. I can.
Let me pull it up. It is. Oh, why it went away? It's 25. That the Clippers are up by 5, heading into just at the beginning of the second quarter.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. Just don't let the
crazy. Call me crazy. Denver in 7.
Well, that's tonight. Yeah, it's for the series tonight.
Yeah,
it's game 7.
I'm saying
Denver tonight.
Yeah, they're taking it tonight.
That's
why I'm saying Denver in 7 tonight, even though it's game 7, because I've been saying.
Yeah. I do just if you get a 3-1 lead in the Nuggets, you're essentially just don't let it happen.
Just don't let it happen.
You can go down 3-1 to them. You can do anything. Just don't go up 3-1 on them, or they will just do.
They will do what they've been doing.
They will do dirty and mean things to you that we cannot put on the internet, and that is kind of what's happening right now to the Clippers as it happened to the Trailblazers.
I can't believe this. I mean, I just can't believe it. I called it Denver in 7, and I'm still in shock.
I'd be interested to see how that would go against the Lakers. I don't know if the Lakers could take that series. I think AD wouldn't be able to handle it. Like AD Jokic would be pretty good, and then you have Jamal Murray. Like who's gonna? I mean. If Rondo
who on the Nuggets is gonna successfully guard LeBron for 7 games?
No one's gonna. That's what
I'm saying. Like that's like the LeBron is a difference maker.
Yeah, there's no one in the
playoffs right now.
Kawhi could at least do some damage against them, but like I
still think in 7 games LeBron would get the best of Kawhi.
Well, he has before.
I mean, Kawhi's got the best of him before though, so I mean.
This is the make or break, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be either way. The playoffs are going to shape up to be amazing. The Western Conference Final is going to be just as entertaining, I think.
Yeah, for as shitty as the year's been and as all over the place as it's been pretty damn entertaining. I was away from it for a little bit, and I was like, when a lot of the political sports mix happened, I was just kind of upset because I just wanted to watch sports, and I was very content with just watching sports.
Yeah, you can't.
And then I was like, I am now living in another anxiety world of like Twitter and my entertainment factor being blended, and I did not like it.
Right.
I don't think that makes me insensitive at anything. I still dislike racism very much. I hate racism. I'm not a racist myself, and I think that anybody is a shitty person. But that has nothing to do with the fact that when I want to watch sports, I want to watch sports.
I want to watch sports, exactly.
So that's where I'll leave that comment. I'm not going to go for here comes cancel culture again.
But we're already tiptoeing.
We're too woke. We're too woke, Zach. We're too woke. We're too woke for the internet. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get shadow banned already.
Yeah, this podcast is gonna get zero views.
We're shadow banned already.
Knock on wood, but hey.
Boy, oh boy. Even when I was with Danny Picard, you thought he was getting shadow banned on Twitter, and I think he was, honestly. Like he had like the proof behind it. He was, Danny was, because Danny got shadow banned essentially when he came out with the Houston Astros cheating scandal before everybody else picked up on it. And then the big game guys picked up on it. Were like, oh, wait, there's something bigger that meets the eye here.
Crap. Hey, this guy's right.
Instead of being like, oh, Danny reported it first, like, oh, no, we broke this. And then I was like, dude, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
When I was working for Danny, I felt so bad. And he's doing fine, by the way, for anybody that is interested. I mean, I haven't checked in. I checked in on him a while back. I reached out to Danny. Danny's just been doing his best to stay away from social media during these crazy times because, like I said, it's toxic. It's really toxic. And Danny's taking a lot of time off, and he's, as far as I know, he's doing pretty well. I've checked in with him a couple times. He's, very, just like himself, energetic. It's good for you. I mean, I check in on him again now. I forget when the last time I checked in on him was, but he's been doing his thing, just trying to, line some stuff up and, get back to business when he feels, when this COVID thing starts to take a turn for the end, hopefully in the relatively near future, sooner rather than later, and when that'll be when Danny starts to make his run back at it too. As far as that's what my guess is. I don't know that for a fact. That's not confirmed, but
you hope.
But I figure that I did work for him. It was awesome. You know Danny Picard, right? You know of him on like WEI and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, working for him was awesome. I did like the production stuff, not production, but yeah, I guess production stuff, like some of his live streams and stuff. And he's reached out to me some stuff. I did the event with him, the video game event. I brought a friend of mine there. He had a blast. We had a blast meeting Danny. I met Will Noonan there as well. Will Noonan's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
So a lot of good people that we met there. And making the connection with Will Noonan too. He has a podcast. I'll plug his podcast as well because he actively does it. And I still want to bring Will Noonan on here. And if we're gonna midst the talking about guests, we may as well just bring we name drop her as well.
Keep that one.
We'll stow that one away.
That one's gonna be a surprise if it happens. If that
we'll put that one on the back burner. I have officially made it if we get that one going.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I can't say I anymore. I have to say we. We have officially.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take the bread, but I sent I'm trying to make the connection. I'm sending.
No. I don't say I say I.
I know.
Because I'm so used to saying I, and like I don't. It's not foreign for me to say we because I don't want to say we. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, no, I'm only messing with you, man.
No, I'm not. I just, me. I have to make sure I clarify stuff like that.
Yeah, but if that happens, we are on the way.
We are punching well above our weight, and I am very excited for the opportunities it's it's crazy to have a podcast with so many inside jokes, and if you know, you know, but it's like, when you do know, you're gonna really like it, and you're gonna really enjoy it.
One day everybody will know.
When it happens, it's gonna be great.
Let's just say I'm very antsy. Every time I see my phone blow up with an Instagram notification, I get a little.
Absolutely.
I get a little heart drop. Like, oh shoot, this could be it. Nope.
Absolutely with it. So,
listen, if I get a confirmation in the middle of this podcast, you will know about it.
Oh, dude, so ready.
You will know about it.
But yeah, the Clippers are almost up on double. Yeah, they're outscoring the Nuggets big in the early second quarter. But yeah, Nuggets in 7 from Zak Souza. He's been on that. I got the Heat in 6. You got the Celtics.
Celtics in 7.
You got the Celtics in 7. I think it's going to be a damn entertaining series either way. And the finals will be very entertaining. I think LeBron's just doing his thing. The Rockets are an absolute dumpster fire. I feel bad.
Exactly. I mean, honestly,
I feel bad for James Harden because I like James. I love James Harden. I think he's great.
That's exactly what I expected from the Rockets this year. I didn't expect them to make it this far.
Total dumpster. Russell Westbrook was never going to work there. Just never did. Never will. Never will.
I mean, you're taking 2 guys who have to be the number 1 to be happy.
Yeah, to be effective, they need the usage rate is very high. And the thing is, what's crazy is that Russell Westbrook is so much more effective when he plays passively. Yeah. When they play through him, but he plays passive as opposed to shooting and stuff. His numbers of efficiency are insane when he plays pass first basketball. He's so athletic. He creates so much space for himself and so much space for everybody else, and then just waste it.
Right.
It's frustrating because he's so talented. He cannot get the fundamental mental part of the game to where he needs it to be. You know what you really fit well, I think? I think the Knicks should trade for him. I feel like he'd be a great New York Knick.
I mean, how different would that be than him in Oklahoma last year?
The Knicks are such a dumpster fire, though, that it just seems like I feel like he would fit right in New York, just absolutely running it up for triple doubles.
I think it would be a repeat of Oklahoma. I mean, it would be like the same thing.
I think he would just be running it up for 30 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists every game, and then the Knicks would be like 9 and 73. And I wouldn't want it any other way. And I would watch every single Knicks highlights, but I would be like, well, I'm rooting for the Knicks so much, and they're just never going to get there. Just watching Russell Westbrook tear it up as the best player on the team is just really something to watch.
It is entertaining. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, like in Oklahoma the last couple of years, even with Paul George, he was still lighting it up.
You know how hard it is to average a triple-double, like in the NBA?
It's probably challenging.
I have to imagine. It's
It might
not
be a little difficult.
I mean, not bad. Nobody since Oscar Robertson in the 1960s had done it.
Yeah.
And that's when they were all playing against plumbers and 60
Yeah,
white
there's
dudes
two
that had
guys who have done it.
60 white dudes that had part-time jobs that were also playing basketball. So that was the last person to do it. So I'd have to imagine it's pretty damn difficult
Two
now.
guys have done it. Two guys have done it in like 60 years. It's probably a little challenging.
I'd say it's less than likely that it's easy.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be.
That's my hot take. It is less.
Here's my take though. I think it's gonna be a lot more common with the way the athleticism and the position.
Yes, the way position of the basketball. I absolutely agree. Especially with guys like Giannis. Absolutely agree.
Yeah, dude, like Giannis is essentially a 6'10" point guard. When you really break it, who has the ball the most on the Bucks?
He's just
Giannis.
a 6'10" athlete.
Exactly. Guys like that are gonna put up crazy numbers.
He is a 6'10" MVP basketball player, and that is it. There is no other label other than that. That's the best way I can describe him. There's no label to throw on him other than he is a MVP. He is an athletic freak of an MVP basketball player. That's the level he's playing at, and that is his athleticism does a lot of it for him. But also, you still have to be a very, very developed player. Wait till he develops a perimeter game, which he's doing slowly.
Oh yeah, he's slowly. I mean, even the little bit he has now is still a threat. You know what I mean? It's still causing guys to step out on him on the perimeter. And it's still not even a great perimeter shooter. I don't even think he's considered like –
He needs more. He needs more than Chris Middleton, though. I'm so sorry, but he just does. I mean, Chris Middleton, if he played against the Celtics, different story. He'll just light it up every time. Killer. But every other team, it's like, where did Chris Middleton go?
Chris Middleton versus the Celtics is the best shooter.
It's like prime Kobe against the freaking Raptors. But no, when he plays anybody else, it's just he forgets how to play basketball.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things, you know.
But
Step
anyways,
up when it matters most.
Anyways, I can't wait to see Steph Curry back next year as a side note, but we're not going to get into that. We're gonna move on to the NFL.
The Warriors are going to be insane.
Dude, with James Wiseman, it's going to be something. I'm really excited to see Steph Curry back next year. I'm a big Steph Curry guy. I think he's one of the best, one of the top. He's like a top 5 NBA player in my opinion in history because of how much he changed the game fundamentally, just by doing what he does.
Yeah.
But that's a take for another day.
I mean, everybody's a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, that's a take for another day. That's a totally separate discussion. We'll get there. We'll get there.
About that.
But we'll go to the NFL real quick. We'll go to the NFL.
I'm gonna ramble off a lot.
Nah, dude, that's what I want to do with it. Essentially, I think that's just more raw. I mean, like I can timestamp it. People don't want to listen to it. They don't want to listen to it. Listen to what we're talking about. We're talking about the Celtics. Fine. Yeah, so they tune in for that part. Then skip to wherever we talked about next. But we worked around there. It is what it is. Like I said, I want it to be more raw conversation, but we also know how to get back to where we are. It didn't fall too far off there, I don't think. And there's relevance to all of it if you listen to the whole thing. A lot of it connects. Like I think the cancel culture references come in and out and stuff like that. Things that we talked about in the very beginning. And the more consistent we are, the more that people are going to recognize certain ebbs and flows. And that's what consistency does, and that's how you create a show, man. That's how we just do what we do. That's how we grow.
All right, so the Clippers are up 9 right now on the Nuggets.
Oh boy.
6:15 to go in the second. So
yeah,
kind of not really live streaming, but kind of keeping up with that.
Yeah, we'll keep up with it. I think by the end of this episode, we'll probably be done. Because halftime will be a little bit. We'll probably be able to tune into the fourth quarter on our own while I'm editing.
Yeah,
we'll just stay in the call and watch it. Even though I'm like 3 seconds ahead of you, which I feel so bad about.
I know you again. Oh, he missed it, and I was like, he doesn't even have it yet. About Tatum, you're like, he missed it. I was like, what do you mean?
Sorry, not sorry. I was just enjoying myself. Anyways, NFL is back, and honestly, everybody's like, oh, it's so weird with no fans. Like, oh, the only sport that's weird with no fans is freaking baseball because home runs just aren't caught by anybody. That's the only weird thing for me. Like, not having fans in baseball is weird, but the NFL, I didn't notice a damn thing. I was just like, wow, football is back. That's all that caught my eye. It was just like, holy shit, football's back.
I couldn't even realize the difference watching the game. It just felt so, like, normal.
I mean, the only thing that was shocking was the fact that they had fans in Missouri.
Yeah, they had some fan restrictions, though, obviously. That was like
at the Chiefs game, which I was like, holy, wow, that's a thing. Like, they're actually real people there? Like, oh, wow, that's different. That was different. That was kind of eye-opening.
Everywhere. I feel like that's one of the easiest things to, like,
yeah, just like do like 10% capacity at worst case, but
for like crowd control, I feel like this is the best way to do it because you can limit how many tickets you sell and to what seat those tickets go to.
Absolutely, I think there's very easy ways around it.
There should be
But
no
I
fans.
But also, I think that there's a lot of liability that comes in with that too. And I think teams have enough on their plate in terms of liability, enough on their plate in terms of testing and everything for all of their players and the risk for them. So I think a lot of these teams have taken the liability precaution to be like, we don't want something to come back on us because someone goes to a Chiefs game and gets COVID and then dies from it, and all of a sudden they have a lawsuit because they were allowing fans in, and then somehow it comes back on them. And I think that's a liability. I think that's just a liability thing on a lot of these owners, and it's already tough enough financially for them right now to have to deal with this entire thing and pay for all this testing and pay for all this technology and try to get through all this with just TV revenue and not having fans in the stadium. So it's not worth the 10% of the fans they're going to let in versus what they could risk giving up as if they're already not losing enough through all of this. You know what I'm saying?
With 10% fans, they're going to lose more in lawsuit than they're going to make in.
If someone decides to press charges for whatever reason.
Worst case scenario, they lose more than they made.
The value is not there.
Right.
That's what I see it as. And like as cool as it would be to have the fans back, and as much as I want to see it, I think it will come in due time.
Yeah. So speaking of fans back, I mean, running into the MLB, Adam Silver came out the other day saying there could be fans at World Series games.
Not Adam Silver. I wish it was Adam Silver.
Wow.
I wish it was Adam Silver. Rob Manfred.
Wow.
From what we've been led to believe with the virus and everything, it's like sunlight kills it. Being outside is better, and those would be warmer climates too. So hey, man, all the power to them. I'd love to see fans at baseball stadiums because home runs and strikeouts. Baseball is a different animal without fans, especially just no one catching home runs stuff. Like it's just weird. It's weird.
Wow. Yeah.
Whole season's just been weird. But I mean, hey, you just we'll take what we can get, right? I mean, whatever.
And this is gonna be the best thing Rob Manfred's done in a while.
I mean, he has to come back with something after taking away alcoholic beverage celebrations, which I totally understand why he did that too. I mean,
I've not been Rob Manfred.
Someone takes a swig of their Busch Latte and then dumps it on someone, and all of a sudden he has droplets of COVID on him, and I get it. I get where that comes from. That has nothing to do with the alcoholic part. It has just the part to do with just big droplets and the COVID.
Oh yeah, it has nothing to do. I mean, they've been doing that for centuries.
Yeah, that's nothing he can do about that. Like I'm like, God damn it, that sucks. But like, what's the difference in them sweating on each other in the locker room? Like, whatever. Just, you know what?
If it's supposed to be no celebrations, no high fives or anything. The guys are still like, you can't stop that. Sports.
Yeah, it's just guys aren't gonna think of that in the moment. They're just thinking about doing their job, and that's playing sports. And then it's like, oh shit, I forgot. I can't shake this guy's hand, or I can't slap this guy in the ass for making a nice tackle. Like, oops, my bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I said, it's gotta be so tough on them to do what they're doing as it is regularly, normal conditions. Never mind how tough it is to do it now, with no preseason and such, and like shorter seasons and more on the line.
I didn't realize that.
No preseason, and that's why there was a lot of high-scoring games because there was just a lack of tackling and a lack of contact in the preseason.
And you're still trying to feel guys out too, see who fits where.
Yeah. So if you notice, a lot of the success came from teams that didn't have a lot of like overturn. A lot of teams that have their systems in place, and the good teams stay good.
Right.
Because they have more. That's why I think Brady struggled. That's why I think the Buccaneers struggled. That's why I was big on the Saints this week. Because first of all, the spread just seemed fishy to me. But second of all, that Saints team, that core has been good for a very long time. Brady's having to adjust to a new offense, vertical offense with Arians, and he made mistakes, and he was uncomfortable. He's still trying to adjust, and he has credited a lot of that, discredited, I guess you say, a lot of that uncomfortableness to the fact that they had less preseason work and everything to do because of COVID.
Right. Yeah, the whole less preseason thing, it really hits everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the Chiefs did so well. Which I just think Bill O'Brien's a buffoon. I think this is the Texans' blow-up year, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think this is the year where like Bill O'Brien and the Texans like blow up. Like they just don't like. How are you gonna waste Deshaun Watson's prime like this? Like, dude, someone's got to figure that out. I just don't like his play calling. I just don't like the way that team runs its plays. I mean, David Johnson didn't do bad, but it's like, how do you trade DeAndre Hopkins for basically David Johnson?
Yeah, I don't know how they could so easily let him walk.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's a very consistent team normally, and they just looked lost.
Mm-hmm.
But like Mahomes looks just as good as Mahomes has looked.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL. There's no.
He's the best. He's the best player, hands down, in the NFL. And if anybody else, I tweeted it out. If you disagree with me, I genuinely question your sports fandom. I say there's some shit that I've probably said that people are like, what is wrong with this kid? Like the Jason Tatum stuff. Like I get it, man. I just believe in something. But for you to look at Pat Mahomes, but that's not the best quarterback or that's not the best player in the NFL, like I just wow.
Stuff he does is incredible. It's not fair.
I mean, who's the next closest? McCaffrey?
I mean, yeah, Aaron Donald. I mean,
Donald's a good shout. Donald is a good shout.
Aaron Donald rushed the O-line on the Cowboys, arguably the best O-line in football, and took out 2 guys.
Like bowling pins, bro. That was a great dude. That is a scary man.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the pocket seeing Aaron Donald rush at me.
Scary, bro. That's a scary man. But yeah, I mean the Chiefs. I kind of figured they would. I mean, I took them on the card to cover. I think Mahomes. I think they're very, very good chance they repeat because Mahomes is so. Not only Mahomes is as talented as he is, I just think his head's screwed on straight.
He's so smart, yeah.
I think he's just a really intelligent kid, which should scare the NFL. Which should scare the NFC. The AFC dynasties are just going to continue, apparently. Good luck.
Yeah.
Jets and Bills. Josh Allen looked like a stud. I just Bills Mafia. I hope the Bills make the goddamn playoff.
I mean, Bills. I think Bills are going to win the division.
They should. I mean, but don't knock the Pats, though, because Cam looked pretty damn good.
And people forget how
The Patriots defense did not get any worse. I mean, the Patriots defense lost some guys, but still, Bill Belichick's a damn good defensive coach.
Right. I mean, when they let Cam Newton walk, everybody's like, yeah, good. I'm like, dude, like, you guys forget Cam Newton is nasty.
He's an MVP, bro.
Cam Newton is an MVP.
And if he can focus the Super Bowl. If he can focus on his game instead of his wardrobe and his dancing, and he can just enjoy himself and just run around like Belichick's letting him run to his strengths, like he's going to be if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a very productive quarterback for them.
Right.
Very productive player.
Top of the line quarterback.
Absolutely.
And then when they sign him for one, he's going to get re-signed. He's not going to be a one and done.
No, he'll probably re-sign with the Pats.
He'll definitely get a re-sign. I think that was just
But he got named the captain. It depends on how much he asks for and really how good of a year he has. But I can imagine him staying in New England.
He'll get re-signed. If the price is right, he'll definitely get him come back.
Lamar Jackson looks like a goddamn stud too. Speaking of mobile quarterbacks, 38-6. The Browns are just such a poor organization. I love Baker Mayfield, but goddamn that organization.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield is one of my favorites.
I think he's just I think he's just a winner. Absolutely just a winner. But Jesus Christ, that organization is so poorly run. And man, they just continue to look bad.
Embarrassing.
And then the Bears actually decided to win a game. That was something. Mitchell Trubisky kind of just flipped the switch.
I mean, he's has a terrible assumption about him, but he looked really good last week.
He did come out of nowhere. I mean, he struggled for a little bit, then all of a sudden he just decided to
whatever somebody said to him, but somebody said something to him because he turned right around.
Yeah, dude. It's his make or break year. So you see what adversity does to some people. Can you believe that Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes were they took Mitchell Trubisky before those two guys? I think that's still
Yeah, I know.
That still just numbs my head. I'm like, what? They what?
Because I mean, I can't even looking at college years. I mean, looking out of college, how somebody would look at Mitchell Trubisky over Pat Mahomes or Deshaun Watson.
I was like, who's Mitchell Trubisky? And I was like, Deshaun Watson, okay. And now all of a sudden I looked at Pat Mahomes' tape and I was like, this dude just throws touchdown after touchdown. And he's still doing the same thing.
What Pat Mahomes was doing for the Chiefs was exactly what he was doing at Texas Tech.
Exactly what he was doing. I mean, it was, he can't do that in the NFL. It's like, no, he's just doing it in the NFL too.
Yeah, he's been just as good. I mean, he's rolling to the left, throwing it with his left hand. He was doing that at Texas Tech.
Yeah, dude. Crazy
it's incredible
stuff.
how the teams passed up. It's incredible how he wasn't the first pick.
Yeah. Burrow didn't look too bad. I don't think Joe Burrow didn't look too bad either.
I think Burrow's going to be good. He's going to –
I
don't know how the Bengals are going to do as a team.
Their offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, but Burrow's going to do good individually, but I don't know how much.
Yeah. There's only so much he can do when he has no time to throw.
I don't think they'll win 5 games.
I said they were going to win 8. I think they go at least 500.
You think they go 8-8?
I don't know now without preseason. My take before the preseason under the conditions that when I made that prediction, was that they'd have a preseason pre-COVID.
Wow. You think they go over 500?
I thought they were going to go at least 500 with Burrow because I liked Burrow a lot. I thought the guy was a very pro-ready quarterback. Now without the preseason, everything as a rookie quarterback, it's gonna be damn near impossible to get any type of production. So
I can't. I definitely can't see 8-8.
No, not now. Not now.
Oh, yeah.
Before.
I don't even think I could see it before.
Not even before. That was my bold take before.
Yeah.
But especially now, like there's no chance that happens with the limited preseason and everything. Like, whatever. We'll leave that one to the dust.
Yeah.
And then you got Steven Gostowski missing 4 kicks when I had the Titans to cover. I was like, are you kidding me?
The game winner, though. I mean, what the hell?
That does nothing for my card. It does nothing for the card. My pick. That does nothing to do with my pool. I was like, of course he hits the game winner. I wanted to miss the game winner. I was like, well, you already screwed me over on the spread, so you may as well just miss this one and lose and just get cut next week. Probably get cut anyways. God.
I mean,
God, was that frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't watch their game, but when I saw like the notification, Gostowski missed his 4th field goal. Are you kidding me?
Dude, we're just losing my goddamn mind. Absolute, couldn't. Oh God, I was like, this is incredible. And you got in your Cowboys too, the Rams, Jared Goff and Sean McVay, and then Malcolm Brown, the bell cow running back. And then you said Aaron Donald bully balling your offensive line.
I mean, just ran right through him like it was easy.
The Cowboys just don't look the same as they do.
I mean, Aaron Donald ran through the offensive line like those weren't grown-ass men.
No, very big grown-ass men, too, like above average size.
Yeah. He ran through them like they were freaking high schoolers.
Yeah. No, that did not. I do not. I would never. I do not. Let me tell you, stepping in front of Aaron Donald at full speed, you are taking your life in your own hands. You know what? I'd like to see Aaron Donald in the UFC one day. I hope he does that. I hope he fights the
UFC. A little Greg Hardy, just leave the NFL.
I mean, don't throw your girlfriend into a pile of guns and beat the shit out of her. But I mean, yeah. I'd rather he not get in the domestic violence suit. But I mean, other than that. And then your janitor almost beat the shit out of Greg Hardy. He almost broke his leg.
All right, hey, if Jorgen doesn't break his toe, he wins that fight. It's easy.
Absolutely.
He absolutely handled him in the first round and broke his toe in the first.
Dude, his leg looked like a spiraled ham. That thing was pink as hell.
Yeah, he was ripping Greg Hardy's legs apart.
But yeah, Aaron Donald as a UFC fighter, I think would be a scary thing.
That'd be something.
Right? I mean, there's plenty of other guys that have done some
I would take
stuff.
him. I think I would take Aaron Donald.
Dude, he's just a physical freak. Physical freak.
Humongous.
So what else we got on the docket here? We've pretty much gone over, the NFL run through. I'm just happy it's back, man. The NFL is something. That's why baseball's in the back burner for me. In the NHL, I lost interest in when the Bruins lost.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the Bruins were going to go too far.
I didn't. I knew the second they were like, everyone's like, oh, what a great series. I was like, we're just going to get stomped by Tampa, which we did.
We did. I mean, as soon as Tuukka came out, I was like, yeah, I'm
dude.
leaving. For whatever reason. I don't care the reason, whatever. What he did for his daughter, whatever. I'm not mad about him leaving.
No, but just to know that when you don't have one of the best goalies in hockey.
Yeah. As soon as he said he was leaving, I was writing him off. I was like, Bruins are done. There's no shot. If they win this series, there's no shot they win the next one and win the cup. There's no shot. Given
he's had his struggles in the playoff, I'd still rather have him than Halak. Even though in the past, they're like, put Halak in. I got to get pissed at Tuukka for blowing games. I was like, oh, should I have Halak?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. I'd much rather have Tuukka in that spot. Exactly. But, hey, good. Couldn't happen. Couldn't do it. And what was crazier is, again, Boston sports, man. This is why a lot of Boston fans has pissed me off. They're like crushing Tuukka. Dude, he is his daughter.
Yeah.
Go back for his daughter.
Yeah. I don't care what the reason was. What he did was right. What he did was wrong. I don't care what he had.
Just knowing that he wasn't there, your sports opinion was they have no chance because Tuukka's not there.
Shot. As a Boston fan, as a Bruins fan, I wanted to be like, hey, we might, so you never know what can happen. It's playoffs.
But
as like a sports, it's just not going to happen.
And then people crushed him for it. It's like, well, medical emergency with his daughter. Like, okay.
You going to blame the guy for leaving the freaking bubble?
It's like, yeah, okay. Like, if your daughter, if the school calls you and your daughter's having like trouble breathing or something, you're leaving work to go get your daughter from school.
Right.
So Tuukka's daughter is like in a totally separate, totally separate country, or maybe no. I think that from their home was she in their home country, or was she just like over in Boston where they probably have a house?
I don't know actually.
I'm not sure.
That
But
sounds like
anyways, that he left the bubble for it. It's like, yeah, he left work to go.
I don't care if she was in the same city as the bubble.
Doesn't matter. It's like if he has to leave the bubble to care for his daughter, then the man has to do it. That's
Right.
your life is a priority over life is a priority. What does playing goalie for the Bruins matter if he just lets his daughter pass without, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he doesn't go help out his daughter, like what why is he gonna continue to play hockey? Like, what is he playing hockey? He's playing hockey to support.
Yeah. I mean,
because he loves hockey too, but he's playing to support too. Like, why we? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this is.
I can't believe even after that broke, there was still so much backlash at him for it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I was like, but that's just Boston. That's just Boston fans and Boston media for you. For the majority, I'm not trying to group all of them in, but like for the majority, that is why people consider us massholes and just don't like Boston fans in general. Shit like that.
Right.
And
that's not like different. That's so common and stuff. It could have.
Yeah. I just see it. It
doesn't matter if it was the playoffs or not. It's just so common.
And even if it wasn't Boston fans or like that, if any fan group reacted like that, I'd be upset with it. I just don't think it's right.
No, absolutely not.
And speaking of things that pissed me off in the media, the Skip Bayless comments absolutely just ran up my ass.
Yeah, that one tickled me the wrong way. That one,
especially for me personally, I was just like, dude, journey into my head and see what I go through on a daily. Check out the scars on my arm and look at me and tell me I'm less of a man for that. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, totally. I mean, with the platform he has, you don't say that. You can think that. I mean, you can't change the way somebody thinks.
No.
But with the platform he's on and the people who listen to him and how, like, big mental health is, for him to go out there and say that is just so – what's the word I'm looking for? So, like –
insensitive.
Yes, exactly. 100%. Yeah.
What is scary for me is that I don't think a lot of Skip Bayless's takes are his own takes. I think a lot of them are scripted by people at Fox or wherever he's worked.
Now that's like his thing. He has like weird,
because he's a hot take thing and they want to push discussion. What scares me even more is that someone at Fox, a network that I respect and like to watch because I really like Colin Cowherd, told him, and the only reason he hasn't been fired yet is because he was told to read it. That's the scarier thing to me, is that someone was that insensitive to try and spike the views like that much. That's the insensitive shit that they'll put out there, and that is crazy to me. That's even worse. I mean, not worse, but that's just like, I don't know. That's disgusting as well.
Yeah. I mean,
either way, it's gross. However, it went down. Like it's a disgusting comment. Whether he was told to say it or whether he came up with it on his own.
Yeah, I mean, it's somebody's original thought, and that alone is just insane.
Yeah, man.
Disgusting, and every word you can think of.
I'm with Dak Prescott 100%. I like Dak Prescott as a quarterback. I like him as a person, and even more so now I am with Dak Prescott and what he can do for the Dallas Cowboys, because especially after with Skip Bayless and especially with Dak's having to deal with, like, it's not an easy thing, man. Life is a goddamn battle every day, especially when you have to, just stuff like that gets thrown at you, man. And for Skip to say that, man, it's just so frustrating. Like, we've made so much progress in the world and opening up our arms and opening up our minds to people that struggle with stuff like that every day. And then he says out something like that, and people were quoting the tweet and sharing it again. Like, what is this? And I'm like, stop. Don't. Like, I didn't tag the video. I didn't quote the video. I didn't even tag him. I put his name, but like, I was like, stop even giving that like a view. Like, stop giving him that platform, quoting it, and people even having to watch it. Like, stop.
Yeah.
In general. So that was I mean, personally for me, just from what I go through, that was frustrating. But I mean, I'm sure for a lot of the people that even though go through a lot of stuff, that's understand it is incredibly frustrating for them as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, dude's brother just committed suicide. I mean, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why he sought the lookout. I mean, it's just still like.
I mean, mental health stuff was up through the quarantine, anyways. Never mind if your brother takes his life before it.
I mean, that's just like, that just makes it that much worse. That it's like just like such a direct hit on him that caused it. And
he couldn't be around his like teammates or anything as well. Like, dude had his word cut out for
himself in his thoughts about that. You know what I mean?
And he's still willing to step up and play quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And his teammates are probably very supportive of it because of how open he was with it. And they're probably there for him. Like a lot of my friends were, and you guys were, when my stuff came to a head. You know? So, I mean, the support groups are huge there. And the fact that he's able to open up about it. Because here's the thing, is that like athletes do draw attention. He has the platform. And I think people need to notice that kind of stuff. And they shouldn't take what Skip Bayless had to say. They should be able to look at what Dak Prescott was able to admit. He's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and he was still able to admit the fact that he didn't know how to handle his own thoughts, man. He looked for help for it, and there was a very supportive group around him of his teammates and people and medical professionals.
Right.
And there was always a road out of dark times. And then you have someone that's just so insensitive as Skip Bayless, and god damn, man. Let's say like so many good things came of that. There's so many good positives to look into with what Dak did. I hate the fact that we have to even be angry at Skip Bayless saying that. Like just wash it away. Just don't even pay attention to it. Just look at what Dak did, because he did everything by the book and really did build himself up and won the day and did a lot of building for the mental health awareness in general.
Yeah, with a platform like that, I mean, he's the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Like the most popular franchise.
America's team, man.
They are the most popular sports franchise.
Arguably in the U.S.
Arguably in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Easily in the NFL, arguably the world. You know what
I mean? Outside of soccer, yes, probably
right.
In the world in terms of like American like broadcast around the world. Like, between them and the Yankees,
it's like what?
Yeah.
Like Yankees, Lakers.
The Yankees and the Lakers and the Cowboys are probably the most iconic like U.S. sports teams around the world.
Exactly, and it's like with the platform he has and the popularity he has to come out and do that and then just get shut down is.
By the one person, which is why I just don't give him that platform, because so much good was done through what Dak did and how he was open about it and how they progressed through it, as not only him, as his team, as his family, as medical professionals. So much good was done. Don't let what Skip Bayless said take away from the fact. Don't get angry at Skip. Just praise what they were able to do and wash what he said away.
There was so much more positive that came from this whole situation.
Yeah, they just happened to be pissed at Skip, and that's why I just kind of shut it away. I was like, I'm not gonna feel any better being pissed at Skip because he don't give a shit about me. Obviously, you don't really care about any of that, even more or less, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it's like we were saying, like paying mind to Skip Bayless is like drawing the attention away from all the positive that came from it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and that's the stuff I want to talk about more. That's not political. That's just life.
Right.
That's just for general life relation. That's more of like the culture that I do want to provide here. That's more of what I want to talk, like stuff that I want to slide into. And I think it's been a pretty good show. I think it's been a pretty fun, fact-filled show. Our thoughts on things. We've had a couple laps. We've been in there. We've been doing good. Yeah. I have no complaints in this podcast. I don't think the viewers will.
Never a complaint on the podcast.
No.
Every second of the live streams, the podcast, everything about it's so fun.
That's more or less like the rawness that I want, more of the flow that I want. Because even Rogan goes off on his own shit sometimes, and Rogan can get away from his stuff.
Yeah, and when Rogan does it though, it's something. It gets deep.
Yeah. This is not stuff. I want the basis to be sports. I don't want to script the show. But anyways, go with what you were going to say.
I was going to say when Rogan goes off, though, it's way more like way off the rails than we
you give Elon Musk a puff of weed, shit's going to hit the fan, bro. You get Elon Musk high, dude. Yeah. Holy hell. His mind works 1,000 miles a minute, dude.
It's incredible.
And there's avenues that he explored in his head that even Elon Musk hadn't gone through because he gave him like tobacco, like rolled marijuana. And that was... any episode that Alex Jones is on? Oh,
epic.
Oh, I love the Alex Jones episodes.
Alex Jones is on. Yeah.
Oh my god. And then and I gotta watch the new Snowden one too. The Snowden ones are very good, very good.
Yeah, I gotta check into that. I love Rogan. Rogan's one of my favorite podcasts.
I like to try and emulate what he does. Like I want to do my own thing, but also, like I said, the different ebbs and flows of this, I think, is what I try to emulate with Rogan. And the tone that I provide is we provide a very intelligent one and a very open one and not a demanding one. I'm not calling to action or anything but there's things that we'll be passionate about, but it's a very open attitude to a lot of things. And I think that's why we're enjoyable to watch and listen to.
Yeah, I agree. We're not forcing any opinion on anybody.
No, we're not touching stuff and we're not touching stuff that's like just absolutely nuclear. There's just no need to go there because it's going to divide opinion no matter what our views are, no matter how open we think we are about it.
There's no good that can come from it. So why?
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not dividing anything here. Like you may disagree with me, but I'm not dividing your opinion. Like I can't listen to that kid because he believes that.
Right.
I'm not touching those subjects. I'm not touching that topic. There's no need for it. I don't need any more added stress in my life. I already have online school and a life to live outside of it as it is. I don't need any more added stress than this. This is something I enjoy doing. I'm not adding anything to it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to hop on tonight and do this. I mean, it's a little late. It's like started at about 9:30, but
yeah.
We were like, yeah, hey, we'll do it at 2. We'll get it up by 5 o'clock. Yeah, no.
No, I'm glad though. The stuff does so much better when I run it for a full day.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm gonna be able to edit this up and have it out like sometime early in this morning, maybe midnight Pacific time.
Just let it run all day. Yeah.
And it'll just run all day. I'll have all the tweets scheduled to go out, all the Facebook posts, and I'll have an Instagram post ready to go out too. And the thumbnail is gonna be that beautiful picture of us beautiful people out there with our rundown hats on, except for me. I didn't get my own memo.
Yeah, wait, why is this backwards? Hold on, let me fix that. Why is this?
It's frontwards for me. It looks backwards for you. Yeah.
There you go. Right,
it's frontwards for me. Yeah, it's good on this. It's good on this end. It's gonna look backwards to you because it's mirroring you. So it's like a mirror.
Yeah, look at that.
But that's high quality shit right there. That's a high quality trucker hat right there.
I love it.
That's good stuff. I gotta order more. I gotta get one out to Haley because I know Haley's gonna watch and listen. So shout out Haley.
Yeah, we gotta hand deliver it, you know.
I can't. I told her I'm gonna mail it to her. I'm gonna mail it to her. She asked for the mail, and I said, you know, and she just tell me what to do and how to do it, and I'll get it to you. And she said, well, just mail it for now. I said, okay, I'll mail it.
Whatever.
So
that's good.
So that's it, really. I think that's all we got. I think we covered a lot of stuff, and I think that was really entertaining, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this is all confusing me right now. I'm all messed up. So hold on, let me just switch this back so I can move normal now.
Technology doing Sue's in right now, just like the blue, just like the blue electrolyte water.
Oh, it was. That was awesome, dude. Oh my god, that was an eventful lunch.
Yeah, dude, that lunch. Oh, dude, if we could just.
Jared, how about we lead it off with this, dude? Jared just walks in and goes, "Yeah, this is Souza's first meal out of the pen," and then we just roll with that. We roll with that the whole time.
I mean, you had nothing in your stomach at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible.
Which we still I think we'll eventually do a special on how we met. I think that should be like its own special episode.
Yeah, that's got to be its own thing. That can't be in the middle, and that's got to be its own episode.
Like I said, that's going to be another thing we're rolling with some concept. Like, how did Lucas and Zach meet?
That's a whole story right there. That's a whole.
That is story time on its own.
Yeah.
So I'll call it there. I'm gonna call it there. Well, we're gonna. It's cool about this. So as we build more followership, the if you know, you knows are just gonna stop becoming if you know, knows, and it's just gonna be like people are just gonna know. So it's like it's just gonna be open knowledge. We're just gonna build to that. But not yet. You guys have to earn that. You guys have to earn that stuff. You guys have to earn that stuff. Patreon link is in the bio, by the way. No, I wish I should.
Right. Hey, tip us $500 and you'll hear the story.
Venmo me $10 if you want to hear how me and Zach met. If you don't already know. Venmo me $10. Venmo will be in the description.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Anyways, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. This is going to be very much more consistent from me in terms of solo stuff, from Zach in terms of his blogging and stuff, and I'm sure that Zach will be on the YouTube grind eventually. We'll get him there. Obviously, me and Suze together, me bringing on other guests. I want to bring the Breakfast of Champions back on, people like that back on. The flow of this is going to be a lot better. I'm more committed to it, in a much better place than where I was. Very committed to building this because I really do enjoy doing this. This was incredibly fun. This is just me and Sue shooting the shit, but it's for I believe we are very entertaining people. It's for everybody else to enjoy too. And you get better at it. We get better at it as we do more and as I edit more and everything too. So, and even if this never itself takes off, I'm always going to have this to look back on and have fun with, and also as a resume for ourselves too. Me and Suze will be able to go to anybody like, well, here's what, like, people are saying they can do this, but here's what we actually do. Here's what we actually did.
Done it before. Yeah.
In different outlets as well, for Derby Cable, for New Bedford, for like the Fall River Cable, for New Bedford Cable, for this. We have so much resume stuff on this alone. Never mind on top of you being an English major, being a marketing major, having a communication minor, all that stuff is great for us. And at the very base, this on its own can take off. So why not,
Right, Vegas. Let's get after it.
So anyways, everybody, thanks for joining in. We will catch you guys another time.